Alright, so Mercury retrograde is back. Okay, so don't panic. Alright, here's a few things that you can do, as well as what a Mercury retrograde actually means for us and how we can navigate it. Alright, so straight off the rip, Mercury retrograde, well, retrogrades in general are when the planets slow down to a point to where it seems like they're moving in reverse. Okay, this is both on a physical level, if you're actually looking at that planet, as well as on an energetic, spiritual level as well. And Mercury is a planet that controls the intellect, communication, technology, um, travel, your mindset, different things like that. And whenever Mercury tends to go retrograde, it may cause delays or issues in some of these areas on an energetic and even a physical level. Mercury retrograde starts March 15th and it's going to last up until April 7th. But currently, right now, we're already in the shadow period, which is going to be 2 weeks before the retrograde, as well as 2 weeks after the retrograde. All right. But what does that mean for us? All right. How are we going to be affected by a retrograde, specifically this specific Mercury retrograde cycle, right? Um, so what you can expect is issues with communication. So communication, travel. Um, you may have issues with your vehicle, flat tires, needing to get work done. Some of the changes on those lines. Your X's usually pop up during Mercury retrograde. You get a hey, long time no talk to text. How you been from people you haven't heard of in a good amount of time, right? So those are some of the things that you may expect. And here's some things that you don't want to do, as well as some things that you may want to do to help improve your day to day during the retrograde and also help keep you aligned, all right, and in balance with all of the energies and what's going on, right? So the don'ts, right off the rip, all right, it is not a time for signing new big contracts. It's not a time for making major decisions. All right, and you don't want to make major purchases during this time period, as long as you can handle it. All right, you want to try to avoid those things, and don't let your ex back in the picture. All right, if you left somebody, you left them for a reason. If they hit you up maybe during another time period, that's one thing. But if it's during a retrograde, do not allow that energy uh, back into your life or into your cycle. You're trying to remove things. All right, you're trying to advance. You're trying to get to a better and higher state. And moving back in these old frequencies and these old energies is pretty much telling the universe, it's telling ourselves that we have not moved forward and we still have things that we need to process. All right. Some things that we can do, um, take your time. Okay. Don't rush during this time period. Relax. Stay focused. Maybe even get some journaling down. Reflect on what's going on. But this isn't a opportunity or time to push new projects forward. In fact, you may want to try to work on some old things or revisit some old projects that you haven't completed before we move on to something else or before Mercury becomes direct. All right. Communication. Double check, triple check your emails and text messages to make sure that the information is coming out clear and respectful. All right. Sometimes there can be miscommunications and issues along with that. So you want to try to avoid miscommunication as much as possible. So with that, avoid heated or difficult conversations as well. All right. There also may be delays. Okay. So, with these delays, expect it. Know that we are in a Mercury retrograde period. Know that things are going to come up. Know how the energies around you are going to be affected. so then they don't catch you off by surprise, right? We may know that they're coming. We may not like it, but if we have an understanding about what's going on, we'll understand what energy we're in, and we'll just take care of what we have to take care of. For instance, I didn't get paid last week, right? Nobody at my company got paid, right? Well, I would say certain people at my company didn't get paid. So I don't know what's going on, but I know it's Mercury retrograde, right? So going into the week, just going into the experience and the energy overall, I was expecting things like this to happen. And the universe will test you. They will bring things to your attention to see if you are able to handle them. All right, how do you respond to it? And the best way to respond is with peace, understanding, and reflection, right? So, comment below how this current retrograde cycle is affecting you, all right, and if you've been affected at all. If this information has helped you, please like, please share, please subscribe for more tips and information on, how to manage things like this. I appreciate y'all.